In today's video, I want to talk to you guys about how small video lights are low-key kind of goated and underrated. I mean, there's 200 watt, 300 watt, 600 watt, there's even 1200 watt LED lights. But I'm going to show you how you can get by with small lights that are less than 100 watts and are typically a fraction of the cost. Today's video is sponsored by our longtime channel friend, SmallRig, and we'll be looking specifically at their new RC100B bicolor COB Light and their RT25 RGB light wands. But what I'm going to talk about in this video applies to just about every small video light that's under 100 watts. The first reason why small video lights are better than big video lights is simple. Price. The less powerful the light means the less tech that theoretically has to go into them, making them much more affordable. And if they're more affordable, that means you can get multiple lights instead of just one big light, letting you create much more dynamically lit scenes. The second reason is because most of the times you don't need that much light output. It's so common for me to hear from both my beginner friends and my professional friends that they use their lights at 1 to 10% power because that's all they need to light the scene. And we'll talk about when you do need that light output in the why bigger lights are better section, but if you find yourself shooting in smaller scenes or sets often, then a 100 watt light is often more than enough to fill the scene that you need. For example, this gym scene was lit with the RC100B off to the left of the camera pointed downwards with a softbox at about 75% output, and then the RT25 was off to the right of the camera and was pointed at Ryan, the talent, at 60 to 80% output, which gives us a dramatically lit scene at a very affordable price. And the third reason would be because of the size. Hey baby, what's up? If you're a creator shooting in small spaces like an apartment or small office, then you don't have the luxury of space. And since these lights are smaller and lighter, you can use lighter weight photography light stands as opposed to heavy duty video light stands. Or you can mount them to an extension arm or boom arm quite easily and really just let your creativity dictate how you want to light the scene. While I was shooting some creative work with Ryan, we tried to get around 5 scenes done in about 4 hours, which is a short amount of time. And having a lightweight setup meant that we can move our gear around really quickly. And a side benefit is that if you shoot outdoors a lot, then something like the RC100B can easily pack up into your backpack, or the RT25 could be carried in your tripod sleeve. And here's my favorite reason for choosing small lights over big lights. You have a lot of power options. Like I said, if you shoot outdoors or at night a lot, you'll know that finding an outlet can be difficult, but with smaller lights like these, they can be battery powered. For example, the RC100B can be powered with a V-mount battery, and the RT25 even comes with a battery grip handle that can run for hours. I remember shooting a music video for an event in college, and shooting this rooftop scene was a nightmare because we had to run like 100 feet of extension cables to power the lights I had at the time. And now, instead of that, I can run these lights outlet free and I can move them around quickly and easily. Now, don't get me wrong, big lights are amazing, and there are definitely scenarios in which you choose them over small lights. Like, you might be shooting a larger scene and you need that video light to be able to still throw enough light onto the scene. Or maybe you do need a lot of light because you're going for a high key or commercial look for your project. And there are definitely times you're going to want a lot of output so you can do things like mimic sunlight through a window. And there are tons of scenarios for when a big light is the correct tool for the job. Honestly, I would almost always prefer to have a big video light over a small video light, in the same way that I would always want the biggest, baddest camera. But just like how action cameras can serve a critical role in a production because of their size, small video lights kind of do the same thing in that regards, except it's flipped, because you always need some lighting, but you don't always need to have a ton of lighting. It's not about the size of your light, but how you use it. That was so stupid. All right, now let's talk about the 2 new SmallRig video lights. First up, we have the SmallRig RC100B. It's priced at $199, which is pretty reasonable for what you're getting. When it comes to brightness, this little powerhouse packs a punch with 100 watts of output. We're talking about 4600 lux at a meter, and if you throw on the mini reflector, you're looking at 20,000 lux at a meter. It's also rated at 97 plus CRI, and from shooting with it, I'd agree that the colors look pretty accurate to me. In terms of colors and effects, you've got a solid bicolor range. The color temperature goes from a warm 2700 Kelvin all the way up to a cool 6500 Kelvin. Plus, it comes with 12 built-in special effects modes, you know, the usual suspects you'd find in COB lights these days. The controls on these lights are pretty clean as well. If you've seen my review of the RC60B, you'll feel right at home. There's an OLED screen that shows you all of your current settings, and my personal favorite feature, a battery life indicator. You've got buttons to cycle through modes, a Bluetooth and fan button, and knobs to adjust brightness and color. And down at the bottom, you'll find the on-off switch, a USB-C port, and even a DMX control input for you pro users out there. Now, let's talk about power options, because that's where these small video lights really shine. I personally like using a V-mount battery. You get full output, and with something like the VB212 battery, you can run this light at full blast for over 2 hours. There's also a V-mount to NPF battery plate option, but honestly, I'm not a huge fan because you only get to use about 60% max output. You can also use USB-C power delivery through a wall outlet or a power bank, or pick up an AC adapter for a more traditional setup. Quick note here though, I really think that SmallRig made a mistake here by not including an AC adapter as part of the kit. I get that it's to reduce the cost, but having to purchase a separate adapter for $50 feels a bit excessive. In the box, it does come with a USB-C cable for power delivery option, but the thing is, not everyone has a 100-watt capable wall brick, so I'm not a fan of that decision. The RC100B is a great light, but if you do plan on picking it up, make sure you think out how you're going to power this light. For me, I already had V-mount batteries, so that was going to be the way I was going to use them. I don't know, just make sure you have a plan for how you're going to power the light if you do pick one up. As for what's in the box, you get the RC100B itself, a mini reflector, a light stand adapter, a silicone diffuser, and a USB-C to USB-C cable that's ridiculously long at 3 meters or 10 feet, so at least there's that. Overall, the SmallRig RC100B packs a lot of features into a compact, versatile light that can handle a variety of shooting situations. It's a solid choice for a creator who's looking for both a powerful and a portable lighting solution. Now, let's talk about the SmallRig RT25 RGB light wand. Priced at $179, this has an output of up to 25 watts, giving you about 2300 lux at half a meter when set to 5600 Kelvin. It's rated at 96 plus CRI, which means you're getting accurate colors in your shot. You've got RGB WW capabilities and a bicolor range from 2500 Kelvin all the way up to 10,000 Kelvin. And just like SmallRig's other lights, it comes with a bunch of special effects modes, including some neat RGB specific ones like 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗟𝗪 and color cycle. The controls on this light are pretty straightforward too. There's an OLED screen that shows you all of the current settings and also tells you how much battery life you've got left at your current configuration. Everything's controlled using a dial on the back, which I found to be pretty intuitive. And when it comes to mounting, you've got options. There's a 1/4-20 on the bottom of the battery handle, various 3/8 and 1/4-20 mounts along the body, and even a full NATO rail on the back. On top of that, it's also IP54 rated, which means it's water resistant, so you can shoot with confidence even when the weather's not ideal. Now, let's talk about power. You can run this light off of the battery handle for almost 2 hours at full power, which is really impressive. Or if you need more juice, you can power it via USB-C from a wall brick, power bank, V-mount battery, or even NPF batteries with a USB-C out. In the box, you're getting the RT25 tube light itself, the battery grip, some handy barn doors that snap on and off pretty easily, a USB-C to USB-C charging cable, and a compact carrying bag that makes transporting these to and from a shoot super easy. I also saw that SmallRig is planning to release some additional accessories soon, like a grid attachment for focusing the light and a diffuser attachment, which would be nice to have when lighting a scene. If you're interested in checking either of these lights out, links will be in the description down below. Alright, that's it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button. It's a great way to support the channel. Let me know in the comment section down below on what your current lighting setup is, and as always, I will see you in the next one. Peace.